I'm continuing my reading. What I'm doing in this series is to read through the entire standard works of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. This consists of the Bible, the Book of Mormon, the Doctrine and Covenants, and the Pearl of Great Price. I'm reading in a chronological order of events, not according to publication or volume, so I will be skipping around a little bit as I move along. I am currently reading in the book of Leviticus. This will be chapter 11, but I will mention that I do have my son with me here today, so you may hear him in the background. But, chapter 11. The Lord reveals which living things may and may not be eaten, also those things that are clean and unclean. He commands Israel, "Be holy, for I am holy." And the Lord spake unto Moses and to Aaron, saying unto them, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, These are the beasts which ye shall eat among all the beasts that are on the earth. Whatsoever parteth the hoof, and is cloven-footed, and cheweth the cud, among the beasts that shall ye eat. Nevertheless, these ye shall not eat of them that chew the cud, or of them that divide the hoof, as the camel, because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof. He is unclean unto you. And the coney, because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof, he is unclean to you. And the hare, because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof, he is unclean unto you. And the swine, though he divideth the hoof, and be cloven-footed, yet he cheweth not the cud, he is unclean to you. Of their flesh shall ye not eat, and their carcass shall ye not touch. They are unclean to you. It's a very interesting one, and I'll be honest, I'm not sure exactly why these rules are in place. I don't know why these particular animals are. There's some theories, of course, the swine is infamous for carrying more disease than almost any other animal, if not cooked properly. So there are some theories, but as I don't know the specifics for it. So why could you eat a cow but not a camel? And why no the coney and the hare? That's talking about rabbits or rabbit-like animals. So what? Why? But it was God's command, so here we go. Verse 9. These shall ye eat of all that are in the waters. Whatsoever hath fins and scales in the waters, in the seas, and in the rivers, them shall ye eat. And all that have not fins and scales in the seas and in the rivers, and of all that move in the waters, and of any living thing which is in the waters, they shall be an abomination unto you. They shall be even an abomination unto you. Ye shall not eat of their flesh, but ye shall have their carcasses an abomination. Whatsoever hath no fins nor scales in the waters, that shall be an abomination unto you. So no shellfish, no eels, no whales, none of those things. Fins and scales. And these are they which ye shall have an abomination among the fowls. They shall not be eaten, they are an abomination. The eagle and the ossifrage, and the osprey, and the vulture, and the kite after his kind, every raven after his kind, and the owl, and the nighthawk, and the cuckoo, and the hawk after his kind, and the little owl, and the cormorant, and the great owl, and the swan, and the pelican, and the gier eagle, and the stork, the heron after her kind, and the lapwing, and the bat, all fowls that creep going upon all fours, shall be an abomination unto you. Note that the bat is considered a fowl, because in the Bible they do not classify things as we do in the modern day. Fowls are anything that flies. Verse 21. Yet these may ye eat of every flying, creeping thing that goeth upon all four, which have legs above their feet, to leap withal upon the earth. Even these of them ye may eat, the locust after his kind, and the bald locust after his kind, and the beetle after his kind, and the grasshopper after his kind. But all other flying, creeping things which have 4 feet shall be an abomination unto you. And for these ye shall be unclean. Whosoever toucheth the carcass of them shall be unclean until the even. And whosoever beareth aught of the carcass of them shall wash his clothes and be unclean until the even. The carcasses of every beast which divideth the hoof, and is not cloven-footed, nor cheweth the cud, are unclean unto you. Every one that toucheth them shall be unclean. And whatsoever goeth upon his paws among all manner of beasts that go on all four, those are unclean unto you. Whoso toucheth their carcass shall be unclean until the even. And he that beareth the carcass of them shall wash his clothes and be unclean until the even. They are unclean unto you. So, flying insects. When it says go on all four, that's talking about flying insects. I know insects have more than 4 legs, but that's what it's talking about. And then it says those that go on the paw. So no cats, no dogs, nothing like that. Those are all unclean. You don't eat those. But also note that if you even touch the dead body of an unclean animal, you are considered unclean until the even, which is until the sun goes down. Oh, my son's trying to come into the camera. Nathaniel, I need to finish my video, okay? Just 1 second. Verse 29, These also shall be unclean unto you among the creeping things that creep upon the earth, the weasel, and the mouse, and the tortoise after his kind, and the ferret, and the chameleon, and the lizard, and the snail, and the mole. These are unclean to you among all that creep. Whosoever doth touch them, when they be dead, shall be unclean until the even. And upon whatsoever any of them, when they are dead, doth fall, that shall be unclean, whether it be any vessel of wood, or raiment, or skin, or sack. Whatsoever vessel it be, wherein any work is done, it must be put into water, and it shall be unclean until the even, so it shall be cleansed. And every earthen vessel wherein any of them falleth, whatsoever is in it shall be unclean, and ye shall break it. Of any meat which may be eaten, that on which such water cometh shall be unclean, and all drink that may be drunk in every such vessel shall be unclean, and everything whereupon any part of their carcass falleth shall be unclean, whether it be oven or ranges for pots, they shall be broken down, for they are unclean, and shall be unclean unto you. Nevertheless, a fountain or pit wherein there is plenty of water shall be clean, but that which toucheth their carcass shall be unclean. And if any part of their carcass fall upon any sowing seed which is to be sown, it shall be clean. But if any water be put upon the seed, and any part of their carcass fall thereon, it shall be unclean unto you. Okay, so I do like this distinction. The creeping things aren't just insects. They're any animal that moves close to the ground. That's what creeping thing means. Mouse, chameleon, turtles, weasels, ferrets, all these things, they move close to the ground, so they're considered the creeping things. Now note that anything that touches the dead body of these things is unclean, and you have to wash it or destroy it. There's a couple of interesting things here. So a fountain or pit that has a lot of water in it, then it is clean, but you just get the dead body out of there and we're good. But so when you fish the dead body out, any water that you fish out with it is unclean, but the rest of the water is clean. A seed, as long as it has not yet been wet, is clean. It's not made unclean. But if it is already wet and touches a dead body, then it is unclean. It's very interesting, the detail that this goes into. Let's see, verse 39. And if any beast of which ye may eat die, and if any beast of which ye may eat die, he that toucheth the carcass thereof shall be unclean until the even. And he that eateth of the carcass of it shall wash his clothes and be unclean until the even. He also that beareth the carcass of it shall wash his clothes and be unclean until the even. And every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth shall be an abomination, it shall not be eaten. Whatsoever goeth upon the belly, And whatsoever goeth upon all four, or whatsoever hath more feet among all creeping things that creep upon the earth, them ye shall not eat, for they are an abomination. Ye shall not make yourselves abominable with any creeping thing that creepeth, neither shall ye make yourselves unclean with them, that ye should be defiled thereby. For I am the Lord your God. Ye shall therefore sanctify yourselves, and ye shall be holy, for I am holy. Neither shall ye defile yourselves with any manner of creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. For I am the Lord that bringeth you up out of the land of Egypt to be your God. Ye shall therefore be holy, for I am holy. This is the law of the beasts, and of the fowls, and of every living creature that moveth in the waters, and of every creature that creepeth upon the earth, to make a difference between the unclean and the clean, and between the beast that may be eaten and the beast that may not be eaten. Okay, so again, it's very interesting the details that are given, and there's some indication that some of these regulations here are in response to what other societies were doing at the time. But we aren't given a full rundown of why certain animals are clean and others are unclean. It's just this is the law of God. So, see you in the next one.